Hey guys, I'm Dupree, and today we will be talking about several ways to make more than one ball at once. Now, these are different ways. We will also be going back to the pool shot protractor just to show you a little bit of a system on different aiming ways to make two balls. But the first thing we're going to talk about is just potting two balls into the same corner. That we're going to be using more with Carom Shots, hitting the cue ball off another ball, that ball going in, and the cue ball making another ball. But first we're going to start with shots like this. So let's say we're playing 8-ball. We're on our last ball. We've ended up, say we shot the 9. And we didn't have enough angle to bring our cue ball over here for the 8. So what we did was we just set up like this. Now a lot of people would be wondering why one would do this. But if you look at the shot, if you hit the 5 pretty much anywhere on its right side, you cannot hit it on its left side. But that 8 ball will more than likely drop in. And an 8 ball, you can do that. So the way you do that is I like to hit with a little bit of low English, and you have to hit slowly. You cannot hit these hard. The slower you hit, the less accurate you have to be. So the faster you hit, the more accurate you have to be. So if we hit this fast and we don't hit it exactly right, you see how it's just going to bounce off of a rail. But if we hit it slow, as you saw, it can, and most likely will, follow that ball in. Just hit it at a good, nice and slow, maybe medium pace. It works in every pocket. It works best if the ball is towards the short rail. If the ball is towards the short rail, you have a higher chance of making it. Just like, but you could miss it if you hit it a bit off or just a bit too slow like that. But these are shots you have to be careful with. These are more than likely last resort shots, like how you see we couldn't get on the other side of the 8 ball, so we had to play it into the same pocket. But now let's talk about some carom shots. Now, these are carom shots where we are going to strike the cue ball into the object ball, and our cue ball will go make this ball. In this case, it's going to draw back and pocket the 9. And this is helpful because in the game of 9-ball, if you hit the lowest number ball first and make the 9 in the same shot, it's an automatic win. And I'm going to show you the draw line for this shot. This is the most basic one I could think of right now. But as you see, the 3 ball is on this first line. This is the ghost ball contact point. So our ball, our cue ball has to hit here and hit this ball in order for this ball to follow along that arrow. And it will come straight back along the 0-degree line. See, all that straight line is what we are dealing with right here. So if we just hit straight into this ball with straight draw, which means no left or right spin on the cue ball at all. So on the iCue, let me show you, just straight all the way at the bottom. No left or right, so just straight down, and you should be good to go. Now make sure you just hit this with a good draw stroke. The hardest part is hitting that 3 ball completely full, especially if you are playing into bigger pockets like my table. I have very big side pockets, so it's hard not to cheat the pocket a bit. But if you hit straight in and draw back, your cue ball should come backwards and make the 9 after making the 3. And here. So now we are going to talk about the sliding cue ball line, or the tangent line. Now this is the line that the cue ball goes along after it contacts an object ball when the cue ball is sliding. So that means it has no forward motion and no backward motion as it goes forward. It's just sliding clean across the table. Now where will you know where the cue ball goes? Well, that's where this protractor comes into play. So right here you see, this is the object ball. When the object ball follows this line, the cue ball will always follow 90 degrees from it, just depending on which side you're cutting it. If you're cutting it from this side, it's going 90 degrees this way. If you're cutting the cue ball, it's coming from this side, your cue ball is going to end up going this way. That's self-explanatory. But the real thing I want you to take away from this is when the cue ball is sliding and it contacts the ball, when it's going along this arrow, wherever it's going, this arrow, it's always going 90 degrees from it. So that's what I want you to take away. So if we throw this in to our little setup here, and we take this ball, put the 7 right there on the object ball line, we see that if we contact that 7 ball with a sliding cue ball, our cue ball is going along this line right here. We should contact about here. So let's test that out. Right there. So obviously we do not want to use that because we won't make the 9. But it's important to see that because now we know how we can make the 9. We have to use a little bit of a rolling cue ball. It may take a little bit to get adjusted to how much you should adjust. See, that would be a good amount, just a bit too much. But we're still able to pocket that ball. Now you see how we used the tangent line to adjust ourselves. You don't always have to follow that tangent line. If you use topspin or a slow speed, your cue ball is traveling towards one of these lines instead. If you use backspin at a faster speed, it's going to be traveling on one of these lines. So that is what I want you to take away. Sliding cue ball always goes 90 degrees from the line of the shot. Okay, so this, what I'm about to show you, is a formula that tells you exactly where the cue ball is going to go. That is provided for you when you order the protractor from poolshot.org. And the formula is for maximum draw. Where will the cue ball go if I use maximum draw? Well, the formula is 3 times the cut angle gives you how much draw, like how much angle is going to draw out. So if our cue ball is at the 30-degree line, object ball is here, our cue ball is here, and we use maximum draw, 30 times 3 is 90. So we're going to go up 30, which gives us at 0, and then another 60, which comes out at this line. So if our cue ball is over here and we use maximum draw, we're going to come out at the 60 line. Now I'm going to set this up to where it should draw back to the 60 line. So if I use this protractor, I point to the direct middle of that side pocket, the 60 line leads to the 9. Now if we take our cue ball and put it along the 30 line, I would try to keep everything in its place. I'm trying not to move anything. So here we go. If I use maximum draw and cut this 7 ball into the heart of the pocket, I should make the 9. And there it is. It drew right into the 9. So obviously that formula works. So that is a real great little technique you can use to making 2 balls at once in a carom shot. So that is a very easy way to make 2 balls at once through a carom. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like button down below. If you want to be notified when I post a new video, you can click the subscribe button, then the bell icon right next to it. That'll just send you an email and a notification saying that I've uploaded a new video. If you guys are interested in the Pool Shot Protractor, this is a great tool to figuring out the physics behind the game. This is an absolutely amazing tool. You can go to poolshot.org or click the link in my description. It'll just take you right to the product link. It comes in snooker, it comes in English blackball, and it comes in United States pool sizes. So all 3 major game sizes. You also get this sheet that has multiple formulas. I did not discuss even half of them. I only discussed 1, and there are a ton on here that you can use to know exactly where your cue ball is going, which is obviously a great tool to know in the game of pool. So if you guys would like to order that, just go to poolshot.org or click the link in my description and it'll just take you right to it. Also click the link in my description for my other sponsors. Thanks to the iCue. You can go to the iCue. That's a little training ball that I showed you right here. You can go to iQclinic.com. That's iCueclinic.com. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.